guys, welcome back to Mission Keto. Today's video is a cooking video. I'm actually cooking something again. It's been a hot minute since I've done that. But first I wanted to say real quick, I don't know if you guys have noticed the green screen that we're using in the back and we're putting different pictures and stuff in it. It's been kind of fun, but it's really funny if you look at the grocery haul video that I did. I'll make sure I link that, but all of a sudden I just pop in and then I pop out. It's kind of funny because we're still kind of getting used to that, so just bear with us, but it's kind of fun. I had a kitchen background because I wanted to have a beautiful kitchen in my background. But anyway, so we've been using that and it's kind of fun. We're getting used to or learning new ways of editing and adding things, so I hope you're enjoying that. But anyway, so what I'm making today is a low carb version of arroz con gandules, and that is a Puerto Rican rice dish. And you guys know Andy is Puerto Rican, so we both love Spanish food, and that is one of our favorite rice dishes. And my history of it, or my takeaway on that, is I've always known it to be kind of a rice dish that we would have during celebrations. So my memory is like we would have a graduation party or we would have a birthday party and people would be coming over. I have a memory of my mother-in-law always bringing this huge foiled pan full of this rice dish, and it was my go-to. Like, that's what I was like throwing on my plate. I love it so much. And so you'd only make it occasionally, and we were craving it probably a few months ago, and I decided I'm gonna do the cauliflower rice and see, because what I have learned recently with cauliflower rice is you have to flavor it. Who really likes cauliflower rice by itself? Blech, not me. And ever since I made the, chicken fried rice or pork fried rice, I'll link that for you if you haven't seen it in one of my What's for Dinners, I've noticed you really have to season it. So when I first made this with cauliflower rice, Andy and I we couldn't tell the difference at all. And maybe it's because we hadn't had rice in forever, because that certainly could be it, but all of the flavors were there. So that's what's so exciting about this. So I'm making it for Andy's birthday dinner tonight. I thought I would bring you along to show you. If you're familiar with Spanish food and you love it, I hope you try it. If you're not familiar with it and it looks good, I hope you try it because it is delicious. So make sure you comment below if you try it and let me know what you think. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram. The handle is gonna be somewhere around here because Andy's gonna put that in because I still don't know how to do it. But anyways, let's get to cooking. Hey guys, okay, so today we are going to make a low carb version of rice with pigeon peas, which is a Puerto Rican rice dish. In Spanish, it would be called arroz con gandules, so sorry for the accent. But this is definitely not keto. It would definitely be considered lower carb. If you did like a full day of fasting, which I know some people are doing that, just eating one meal a day, you could definitely incorporate this into your meal plan. But it is something, just a special treat to have. I'm actually making this for Andy's birthday dinner tonight, and we're not even following keto this week 100%, but because I have tried this with the rice cauliflower and it tastes absolutely no different, I'm gonna go ahead and make it that way. Why not, right? So I have written out the recipe here. I will link it down below for you, or you can screenshot this if you want, but this is everything that is involved. It's really very simple to make, but let's see. So what you need is a 10-ounce bag of riced cauliflower. You need a 15-ounce can of pigeon peas. I usually go with the Goya, and you want to keep the liquid in it. I have opened it already and just happened to spill it, but that's okay. You also need 3 tablespoons of sofrito, and this is actually a little bit watered because it's defrosting. I don't know everything that's in it. I can't remember, but I made it with white onion, green pepper, and some celery, and I think there's some cilantro or something in there. But what you do is you blend it up, and then you put it in ice cube trays and freeze it, and then you have like each ice cube tray is a tablespoon. I only had 2 left, but that'll be fine for this. I'm not worried about it. You need some cumin, you need some oregano, and then these are 2 packets that you need from Goya, a ham flavored packet of seasoning, and this one here, I'm not going to attempt to say it because I will butcher it, but you need all of those. And And then you need some water. The water is kind of, you need up to 2 cups. You'll just kind of play by ear as you are making it. You'll see as I go through it. You do want a couple of tablespoons of oil of your choice too. The recipe that I got this from was using corn oil, but we don't really do that on keto. So I'm using coconut oil. And then this is completely optional. We add it to ours every time, is green olives. You either love green olives or you hate them. If you love them, I definitely recommend putting them in there because it just adds so much flavor. So your first thing that you're gonna do is get the oil kind of melted down, and you're gonna throw the sofrito in there, and you're gonna kind of cook that for a little bit. Get it, I guess it's gonna be brighter in color once it starts cooking. So let me go ahead and get that started and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so I've got the oil and the sofrito cooking. The sofrito also has garlic in it too, by the way. I will link that recipe down there. It's just like a nice base for anything that you're cooking. It doesn't even have to be Puerto Rican food, but it's just a nice base, and it's not got chunks, which we all know that Andy doesn't like chunks of onion and stuff in his food. And this is how the Puerto Ricans do it. If you guys didn't know, Andy, my husband, is Puerto Rican, and we love to eat the Spanish foods. So
I'm actually New Eureka.
New Eurekan, he is. But so this is why we're trying to find a way to eat this occasionally. This is definitely a treat. Like I said, it's low carb. It's not keto, but it is pretty clean eating too, though. I'll show you the ingredients and everything in just a second. But after you cook the sofrito for a little bit, you're going to add all your spices. I put the packets in there and everything. So we're going to put that in there. And let me tell you, it is already super fragrant in here. So you just want to get all of the spices mixed together really well. So good. I wish you could smell this right now. The recipe that I got the inspiration from was just, it's a channel called Sweets and Beyond. She's actually in like Kissimmee, Florida, I think. And I've learned so much from her channel. And I've given her so many views on the Gandules recipe. I finally wrote it down, but I would watch it every single time, pause it, do the next step, pause it, do the next step. But she also gave me the recipe for the sofrito too. So I will make sure I link her channel down below. I obviously have changed a couple of things because I'm making it low carb, and then I add the olives. But if you're interested, you can definitely check her channel out. She's got a lot of great recipes on there. Okay, so we've got all of that in. Now we're gonna add the gandules. And what you're doing now with the liquid, we're gonna stir it up, and we're just gonna make sure all those flavors kind of mix in. I'm gonna turn it up to like a medium-high heat. And we want to bring this to a boil. The goal with this is to get all those flavors incorporated in the gandules, okay? And these are called pigeon peas. Let me show you the ingredients on this. Now, like I said, it is pretty high carb. It is 17 grams of carbs minus 4 grams of dietary fiber. It's still 13 grams per serving. In this can, there is 3.5 servings per container. So, like I said, it is not keto, but it is lower carb if that's what you're doing. But the ingredients are very good. It's pigeon peas, water, and salt. So nothing bad in there, no additives, anything like that. All right, so we got that. You can hear it cooking, sizzling, starting to come to a boil. And I want to get it to a boil, and then we will add the riced cauliflower. So I will bring you back for that. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, all of the seasonings have kind of changed the gandules color. It looks so good, and it smells even more amazing. But the next step that we're going to do is we're going to add a bag of the riced cauliflower. I cut it off, but this is 2 net carbs per serving, and there are 3.5 servings in this as well. So along with the can of gandules, that was 3.5 servings as well. So that kind of works out when you're kind of figuring out what the total carb count is. So after you add this, you want to stir it all in. Again, we're just wanting to get all the seasonings combined. And I throw it in there frozen. I do break up, like I'll hit the the bag of frozen cauliflower to make sure I get all of like the clumps out and stuff, but I do it frozen. It cooks pretty fast in here. So here's what we have right now. Now we're going to start adding some water. We don't want to add more than 2 cups. I'm just going to add about 1.5 cups. There's about 1 cup. It's going to absorb all of this. So I'm going to stir this. At this point, if you wanted to add the teaspoon of salt that goes in, you can. Just salt it to taste. There is salt in the gandules. There's salt in the olives that I add. So I usually don't add it until like for preference as I'm dishing it out. So I'm also going to add some green olives now because I want the flavors to just all get mixed in. There's no rhyme or reason with this. You just kind of put as many as you want. I should have just put the whole container in there, but that looks about good. So we still have it on medium-high heat, which is about a 7. And now we're going to put the lid on. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit actually. Put the lid on and we're going to cook this for 15 minutes. I will bring you back after 15 minutes and show you what the next step is. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. We're gonna take the lid off here and you can see that it has started to absorb all the liquid. So we want to just start stirring it. And we're not done yet. It still has to absorb all the rest of that liquid. It smells so good in here, guys. Oh my God. All right. You definitely want to make sure that you're on a medium heat now. We're going to put the lid back on and it's going to cook for another 10 minutes and then it's going to be ready to eat. What I'm going to make with this is I'm going to make breaded steak. Ooh, that steam just burned my finger. I'm going to bread it with some almond flour, egg, and some almond milk. But quick backstory on this is Andy's dad, when we first got married, we went to visit him once and he actually showed me how to make the breaded steak and he showed me how to make red beans and white rice. So I always had a little bit of an idea of how to do this, and I would always make the red beans and white rice and the gandules with like the same base at sofrito, and I never could completely perfect it. But I was always so thankful to Andy's dad for showing me how to make that, because it just kind of, it was always something I wanted to do, and I love the Puerto Rican food as well. So it was so nice, and I have that memory forever. His dad is no longer with us. So it's so nice to have that memory of how I got started on cooking this. I learned it from Andy's dad. So just a quick backstory on that. That's why we love this so much too. It's a lot of memories. But here we are. We're going to let this cook for another 10 minutes and then I will plate it all up. I'm going to make the breaded steak. I'll kind of show you the plate at the very end and show you what we put on top of it. I guess you will not believe what we put on top of this rice. You won't. Guess down below. If you think you know what we put on top of it, let me know. But I will show you. All right, so here is the finished product. I did make the breaded steak. I didn't film that, but I'm only having half of the steak, and I've got my gandules, which I did taste it, and it's delicious. Andy, you had yours. How was it?
Absolutely amazing.
Yes, you can't even tell the difference. But the ingredient that we like to put on top of our gandules is ketchup. We're using the no sugar ketchup, and you just put a little bit, and I don't know what it is about it, guys, but something about it makes it so delicious. But that is what's for Andy's birthday dinner tonight. I hope you liked this video. Again, it is not keto, guys. It is low carb. You can fit it into your macros if you're counting that, but it's just a special occasion kind of thing. And I really hope that you like it. If you do try it, comment down below and let me know what you think. Make sure you hit the like button. Hey, if you don't like it, hit the dislike button. I don't care. I get some dislikes, and you know what? As long as I get interaction, I'm good. So thank you. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you on the next one. Thank you.